Hey guys, iPyRubik here. New season, so you know what that means. New meta, new builds, and I got a nice one here. I got 50 kills with this in Checkmate, which is basically only primary ammo. And I think this build might be meta defining. I don't know yet. But I have one guarantee, which is that you're going to be seeing a lot more Void Warlocks. I'm going to go over it more later in the video, but there's a huge nerf to Devour that affects every single class that isn't a Warlock running Feed the Void. Real quick before we get into the rest of the video, I want to apologize to everyone who's a big supporter of the channel. I've been uploading in a minute, and I did tell somebody that I would be uploading more and then went on like a 3-week hiatus, and I want to apologize to him specifically as well. It's just, there's a lot to work out. I'm still 19. I can't exactly do this full time yet, but I apologize for the inconsistency in my uploading schedule, and I'll try to work on that more. But with all the boring stuff out the way, no, I'm just kidding. But we're gonna get into the build, how to use it, basically all the ins and outs, what you guys need to put on to use this build, and yeah, without further ado, here we go. So we're gonna go with the aspects, starting off with Feed the Void. Defeat a target with the Void ability to activate Devour. Your Devour effects are improved, restoring additional health and grenade energy. So if you're familiar with Devour, you know that you get all your health back, you know, a bunch of ability energy. Well, now you have to be running this aspect to get all your health back. You only get 100 health now if you're not running Feed the Void, and you don't get as much ability energy. So this is why I think Void Warlock's going to be meta. Child of the Old Gods, cast your Rift to create a Void Soul. When you damage a target with a weapon, your Void Soul flies to them and drains them very inconsistently, doing damage and weakening them. When a target is being drained, you are granted grenade and melee energy if you are running Healing Rift, or health if you're running Empowering Rift. Defeating a target who is being drained by your Void Soul grants class ability energy. Now this is a mouthful, but this is going to be tying into our main exotic on this build. We're just using this so we can get more class ability energy, more chances to devour. It weakens targets, so you'll be doing more damage to them while you're slowly sucking them away. Use the Void Soul in many ways. Like if you're in a gunfight and getting that extra leg up on somebody, making it where they can't regen while you're able to regen and you can push out back quicker. You can do a lot of things with the Void Soul, and playing with it is the best way to learn them. Now we must move on to the fragments. Starting off with Echo of Harvest, killing weakened enemies spawns a Void Breach and an Orb of Power that grants 2.5% super energy, 10-second cooldown between activations. You're in a Healing Rift, they're in a Void Soul, which causes weaken. This is literally a free Void Breach and Orb of Power some of the time. And if you've been watching this channel, you know Void Breaches and Orb of Powers are always important in these builds. And the reason why being Echo of Starvation, our next fragment, picking up an Orb of Power or a Void Breach grants Devour. There's a lot of methods to get Void Breaches and Orb of Powers in this build. So this is literally just a free chance at getting all your health back, 15-second timer to kill everybody, and all the other things like ability energy and everything. Not to mention all the grenade energy you're getting from Devour, you're also getting class ability energy from the Void Breach. Okay, next, Echo of Domineering. After suppressing a target, you gain greatly increased mobility for a short duration, and your equipped weapon is reloaded from reserves. Defeating suppressed targets creates a Void Breach. We'll preface this by saying this is not a mandatory pick. This is mainly for stats, and it's a bonus because I run suppression grenades. I don't really recommend running this, but if you need that extra stat boost, do it. I mean, you get an extra chance to Devour, and plus 10 discipline. There's not really another reason to run this unless you want to move slightly faster and reload your weapon, which nobody really cares about. In its place though, if you don't feel like using it, I suggest Echo of Vigilance, which gives you an overshield basically for just killing somebody while you have no shields. It has about a 14-second cooldown if I remember correctly, and you know, the next person you 1v1, you're gonna have all your health back on the overshield. You know, it's basically a free win. Last but definitely not least, we have Echo of Persistence. Void buffs apply to you. Invisibility, Overshield, and Devour have increased duration. This is just to extend the window you have Devour up because, you know, 10 seconds, 5 seconds might not be enough time sometimes. So getting that extra 2 to 5 seconds, like you could have it up for 15 seconds. You have a 15-second window to get another kill to keep the cycle going. You know, that's way better than just 10 seconds, so why not? Especially in a game mode like Checkmate Control, where your abilities never come back. Now to move on to our exotics. But before that, if you are enjoying the video, you might as well drop a like. And if you want to help out more, you might as well subscribe too. Especially if you want to see more builds this season. This is definitely not going to be the only one. But I mean, 99.1% of the people that watched the last video weren't subscribed. So if you like the channel, you probably should just go subscribe. Hit that button right there for me. All right, now that I'm off my knees, let's get into our exotic. Briar Binds. And this perk on with the Void. Your Void Souls have a longer duration. They also gain escalating damage and durability as they defeat targets. You can retrieve your Void Souls by interacting with them, allowing them to be redeployed. I told you we're building this around Void Souls, so this shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, the ball you sling at people, that does weaken, and just everybody hates a Void Soul being on them, okay? So after you kill somebody with it, you can pick it back up, throw it at somebody else, and it'll be stronger and do more damage and last longer. I mean, what else is there to say here? You're just gonna be a nuisance to the whole lobby. Now, the coolest sounding exotic in the game, Necrochasm. Basically, it shoots faster after a headshot kill, and it makes people explode. I don't feel like reading the description for that one. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, I prefer this weapon because it just mows people down, especially in a game mode focused on primaries now. I mean, imagine just frying somebody, getting all your health back, being able to reload 5 seconds after the fact, and have 6 seconds of just annihilation in your magazine. There's not really a thought process here, but if you don't have Necrochasm, I do suggest Thorn. I don't even have the catalyst for Necrochasm, so. Now for weapon mods, I'm just gonna have a screenshot on the screen right now, but if you don't feel like doing that, I will have a dim link in the description. The main mods you really need to focus on here are the insulation and innervation mods for just extra ability energy when you pick up orbs, and the most important one is the Reaper mod, because after you cast a class ability for 10 seconds, you'll get a chance to spawn an orb of power, which is more devour, more super energy, so why not? That's all this time for today's build. If you like it, comment it down below. Any ideas, comment it down below. You know, like the video if you made it this far. Check out my other ones. I'll have them up at the end. And peace.